This video was made entirely from AI using one platform, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can scale an ad account to 6 figures per month with just AI UGC videos. AI UGC does work, but it only works if you do these 3 things. The first is you need to have a solid market research strategy to know exactly what your audience says, because if you just use any AI UGC video and put random things that they say that have nothing to do with your product, nothing to do with any desires, it's gonna tank. The second is you need to actually edit the video so that it kind of hides some of the AI imperfections, because there is no perfect AI site out there. You need to add B-roll, you need to add stuff that typical content video will have. If you're just putting up the raw AI avatar video that comes out of these platforms into your ad account, like, you're literally just lighting money on fire. And the last one is you need to actually test different avatars and different methods to see what kind of content works the best and resonates best with your audience, because you might find that one character does better than another one. You might find that overly edited AI ads versus not so overly edited AI ads do better. You gotta treat it like a serious test. Let's have some strategy behind it. And as you can see, this actually does work. Here's an ad account that we scaled using AI UGC. This is one of the ads that we use that's AI, and you can see here, like, look where it got to. So it does actually work. But the most important thing is having that single source of truth, which is what step 1 is. Basically, to do that, you gotta go on Reddit, you gotta go on Amazon reviews, you gotta go on comments, and you're looking for desires, pain points, failed solutions, nuggets people say, misconceptions, and objections. I have a whole AI process where I cover this inside my community at Creators Lab, so you can steal that by joining the community, and you can actually learn to do that in minutes rather than taking days to make. But for the sake of this video, here's the one that I use for this new product. And once I had that, I can actually take that information and use it to write the script. So we'll be actually using Make UGC to create the AI video. Inside Make, you have a lot of options that other AI platforms don't have, like creating B-roll, hooks, and also allowing the character to hold the product, which is something that's really hard to do. But out of all the options that they have and all the features, which ones actually help you make something that scales your ad account? Well, the first one for me is that if you have UGC beforehand, you can actually create your own avatar with that creator. So let's say you had a creator that did a very good job. You can load it up into Make UGC, and then it can actually basically turn it into an AI avatar. So you take that one creator that you paid once, and without having to pay them $200 per video again and again and again, you can take them and you can actually reuse them to make more content. And because you already have the B-roll that you paid for, it just means that you can test so many angles so quickly, which is really good. So you can see here, I uploaded one creator that we used for a video.
My knees used to hurt so bad, I couldn't even play with my kids anymore.
And the results are pretty cool. Like, I can actually make him say whatever I want. Obviously, the voice is going to be slightly different to what he said, and you have to pick something that's going to match properly.
Subscribe to this YouTube channel to learn how to make epic ads.
And there might be some imperfections. You're going to have to try this a few times. But when it does work, it works really well for finding those new angles for you. But if you've never made creative before, if you've never used a UGC creator, if you don't have any B-roll, here's how you can do it absolutely from scratch. So we will only be using these 2 options, the create using product and the avatar video. If you click the avatar video option, it's very simple. You can click create now and you can select an avatar. So I'm going to select one that matches our product. In this case, it's a fitness product, so we want to use a guy in the gym. Then we are going to add our scripts. I'm going to basically copy this script that we made with our research document. By the way, if you want to know how I can make scripts super fast, check this video up here. I use AI for it. It's so good, but also so fast, which is what everybody wants. So once you paste the script, we can listen to the voice and make any slight changes using the dials on the right. Typically, I only really touch the emotional slider because anything else can make it sound very much like AI, so I try to avoid it. But once you change it, you can click regenerate voice, and you can also click this button here to listen to the script itself.
You've been lifting for 3+ years and still look the same.
You just want to make sure that this sounds good. Also, put all the hooks in there. Make sure that it does sound like a good ad. Anything sounds weird, it's going to mess the whole thing up. You don't want that. Also, if you stick to the end, I'll show you how you can have the creator be in a different location or with the product and also say stuff too. So you can actually take some bits of the script and use it for those sections. But basically, once you are ready, you can click generate the video. It costs 1 credit. It actually only takes like 10-20 minutes or something, which is still quite impressive. But in the meantime, you can go and make other types of videos. So we can do the function, which is product in hand feature. So as you know, most AI can't really hold your product. It looks really weird. It just always looks crap. However, these guys managed to figure it out. You see what happens here is that when you click product in hand, you have this kind of chat feature. And so you have this text tool, and you have at the bottom left, it says add image. You have a ratio. And so what you want to do is basically find a picture that is exactly like the avatar that you used. What I did is I just took a screenshot of that original original avatar that they had, and I pasted it in here, and then I pasted an image of the product. And I gave it a very simple explanation, but you guys should definitely be more detailed. I said, man in the gym, holding the bottle in his hand, sitting on a bench next to his gym bag. And when I click generate, I actually get a pretty decent image of the guy holding the product, and he looks exactly like the other AI avatar. And what you want is that coherence, that consistency with the characters, because what we're going to do is actually make him speak. I can click him, and once I click select image, it's going to say, what do you want the person to say in this video? And here I'm going to basically just take one part of the script and put it here. I'm going to select the same voice, and I'm going to make the same changes as before. So make sure you note them down if you haven't done so already. And once you do that, you can click turn into talking actor. And here are 3 different examples of what you actually get, which is pretty decent. Yes, there are some issues with movement. I wish that maybe Make UGC could give you other options, like, oh, have them speak a certain way. But overall, it's really good because now not only do you have the original avatar of the person talking, but you have them in different locations, and you can have them with the product too, which is very important. Again, you want to make this look realistic, as if a creator was talking about this product. So then I basically rinsed and repeated this. There's also the B-roll video feature, although with that feature, I only really got a video of them holding the product, which is not what I wanted. I wanted other stuff. So you can use AI hook, or you can do prompt to video, and you can have the creator do stuff. But I basically just got a whole bunch of B-roll. That's how we made this video right here.
POV. You've been lifting for 3+ years and still look the same. That moment you realize your newbie gains ended 2 years ago and nothing's changed since. I was stuck at the same bench and squat for literally 8 months straight. Nutrition, sleep, and training with intensity. But my girl started making jokes about my gym hobby as I wasn't getting any bigger. I was gonna accept that maybe I just had bad genetics when my training partner mentioned this stuff called testosterone. At first, I was like, bro, that sounds like some sketchy research chemical. But he explained it's literally just from plants. I was skeptical as hell. 3 weeks in, my recovery between sets was faster. I stopped dragging my ass by the 3rd exercise. By week 6, I added 15 pounds to my bench. First time I moved up in a year. I've been using Turk Ultra Synergy for 4 months now, and I'm finally getting those damn, you've been hitting gym hard comments on Instagram.
As you can see, there is B-roll footage, there is them talking, and then I added subtitles, I added hook text, just the basic core principles of making UGC videos. And now imagine if you did this at scale, testing different angles, different desires, handling different objections, how you can use that to actually scale your ad account. Because the goal is to find that one creative idea, concept that is actually going to work for your audience. A lot of you guys are just throwing random shit at the wall and hoping that that's going to work. In reality, you got to just find what the messaging is so people actually click and go and see your product. You remember, you're buying traffic, right? And you're buying traffic with media. That's what they call media buyers. So you need to make sure that you're making good enough content that speaks to your ideal buyer so they actually go to your site. Now, if you're wondering, how do I actually take this process but also make statics too that actually convert? You want to check out this video right here, and I'll show you exactly how to make killer statics that actually convert. And I'll see you in that one.